Were you that person who bought tickets to Wing Commander in the late 90s just to watch the Phantom Menace trailer only to leave before the movie actually started?
Just to catch a glimpse of the Binks.
Or did you sit through the Super Bowl just to make it to halftime to watch the official trailer for Solo, a Star Wars story, even though you could care less about football?
Or maybe you spent the night in the basement of a convention center just so you could catch a glimpse of The Last Jedi.
Was that you?
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about Star Wars trailers! Welcome back to Beyond the Dune Sea. My name is Konnor.
And I'm Seth.
Hey, let's talk about some favorite comments. My computer's not right in front of me this week, so I gotta.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I gotta be a loser and use my phone. So from our episode from last week, at Big E NCC 1701, with Ahsoka being very Ronin inspired and The Mandalorian being a Western, these are reflections of George Lucas saying, "I want to make a different movie each time," to our glad reception. Have you ever given your opinions on what makes a story a Star Wars story? Have we ever? That's kind of the eternal question of the show that we're trying to do here on the channel. I thought that was such a fun question because we always come back to what's Star Wars DNA?
Yeah, what's in there? What's that secret sauce?
Yeah, and so our topic of today, looking back at Star Wars trailers, I think it has a little bit of that sauce, that DNA.
It does.
And so,
I mean, we could kind of like we've kind of whittled it down to like George Lucas has got to kind of be involved a little bit. Like the three people that really like made Star Wars.
Triangle.
Yeah, triangle. It's George Lucas, John Williams, Ralph McQuarrie. That's kind of like the triangle of power.
That created it, right?
Yes.
So something, you always need to be pulling for at least one of those inspirations, I think, when you make something new. Because obviously, or other than John Williams, maybe, none of those people are going to be involved going forward. And let's face it, John Williams is getting up there.
Yes.
He's very much earned his retirement.
Yeah. Although, did you see that Acolyte, the thing promoting the Acolyte where she's playing the violin?
Yes.
I was like, I thought it was just
wait.
What?
I gotta say, let's shout her out. Let's give her a name because I'm terrible with the actresses' names right now. She was in Hunger Games, by the way. Did you know that?
No.
The main actress for the main actress in the Acolyte, playing May, playing the Acolyte.
Yeah.
She was Rue in the Hunger Games. I didn't know that.
Did not know that.
I just saw that the other day and I was like, yo.
Yeah.
But
did not know that.
I'm terrible. It's Amanda something. Gosh, Amanda Stenberg. Amanda Stenberg. I keep forgetting like all their names for some reason. But Amanda Stenberg. Yes, her playing the violin.
I just thought that was super classy for her to play.
Yes,
to play the Force theme, or Binary Sunset, whatever you want to call it. But rather than just being like, this is an original piece that we did that's like inspired by stuff. It's like, no, like. That's really cool to like just that's part of that Star Wars DNA, and it's like that made me feel a little better going into it. It's like, all right, so I'm okay with seeing some new stuff, but at the same time, let's respect what came before it.
Yeah.
So just thought that was really classy.
No, she was, and it's a beautiful rendition too. Yes. My goodness, what a talent! I had no idea she could do that.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
And then that whole behind the scenes thing where she was explaining like I just kind of went in and did it. Like I just kind of felt it as I did it, and I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah,
very, very cool.
A lot of respect for that. I loved it.
Yes,
really cool. And like you said, give us a lot of new. It's not even so much that we have to pay homage to the old as much. I like that. I just don't go out of your way to disrespect the old.
Again, respect it.
Yeah,
respect what came before it. I'm not saying again. I don't need a bunch of. Just fan service. Yeah. Just I know that, and that reminds me of this. No, I mean, again, just respect what came.
Make
before
it feel like the world.
It's true.
Yeah.
Make it start. I think that's what we all fell in love with was a real lived-in world.
Yeah. And
now we're creating more stuff in this lived-in world. So let's.
Yeah. And I think what struck me so much about that video with Amanda was like it's clear that she was a fan too, and it's cool to see a fan get to live her dream. Being in the universe.
Yeah.
It's like, that'd be me. If like, I can't play the violin, but I can do some stuff, like I would be the guy, like if I ever got the privilege to be involved in some way, I'd want to go behind the scenes with the VFX artist and be like, hey, can I just animate one lightsaber, please? And like,
I gotcha.
And then that can be my little staple, they'd be like, hey, like, I got to do that. That's so fun.
Yeah.
And, so it's neat that she got to put her, even though she's there to do a job, she's an actress,
Yeah.
right? She got to put her fandom into that. I think that's super neat. That's super cool. Awesome stuff. You got a favorite comment?
I do. It is from Michael_Kramer 2647.
Oh, no 98. What in the world? It's a different handle than on Instagram.
True. Yeah, it is different. It is, who is Tenebrous? Well, we read a book with Tenebrous in it. That is none other than Darth Plagueis' master. And not a whole lot is known about him. He was really into Bith science. He was a Bith, that is the species that are playing in the Cantina band. So he looked like that. He had a respirator of sorts on as well. He also had another apprentice named Venomous. Yeah, Venomous.
Another Bith.
Another Bith, yes. And again, really into Bith science. Other than that, we don't know a whole lot about him. That Plagueis ended up killing him by letting a bunch of rocks fall on him. So, and then...
As an opportunity.
Yes, exactly. And then became the Sith Lord rather than the Sith Apprentice.
Yes. And Michael's asking, because we talked about it in last episode about the Acolyte, are we going to see Tenebrous and Plagueis? I actually saw an interesting comment on Reddit about this just today or yesterday, about how somebody had made the comment, we have to see Tenebrous and Plagueis and the Acolyte, or it's not going to make sense with canon. And a lot of people were fighting back in the comments. And I think that they very much can play fast and loose with Tenebrous. It's more Plagueis that they gotta reckon with, because Plagueis is someone we hear in canon. We know he's Palpatine's master. Yeah. Tenebrous, I'll be interested to see if...
Plagueis wouldn't even be alive at this point, would he?
I don't know. I don't know how long Munes, however you pronounce that. I don't know how long they live. Yeah. If he is, he's pretty young.
Yeah, exactly.
At the Acolyte.
He's probably not even met up with.
No, yeah. I just, however long the Acolyte takes place, I'd be curious to see if we just get mentions, like of Damask Holdings or
oh, that'd be cool.
Something
even that's all I need.
No, that's all I need too.
Yeah,
I just, as I've said on the show many times, I just need to know if they're either going to debunk the canon of the Plagueis book, or if they're going to legitimize it in some way. Yeah. Because in that Reddit thread, I heard a lot of people say, like, oh, just because they're a Sith in this show doesn't mean that they are related to the rule too. It's like, well, but Leslie Headland has said that they are, though, that they are part of the Bane line. So that's where I'm like, they got to either be mentioned or they're...
Did you see the thing today where she was very inspired by Darth Treya?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, and so from Knights of the Old Republic, she's the one that doesn't use her hands with her lightsabers; they float around her. Okay. Treya does, but then she becomes Darth Kreia, I think, and then like her lightsabers float around her.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and so apparently the Acolyte is very inspired.
I like how she's pulling from a lot of different, a lot of different things. That's what makes me really excited about this show. Is she's clearly, she knows her stuff just based on a lot of the things she said in her.
Again, respect what came before it.
Yeah. I think she got off with fans on the wrong foot with some of her original comments, but maybe it's damage control, maybe not. I don't care, to be honest. It's clear now. Yeah. She knows her stuff. She's clearly a fan, and that's cool. You know, I like to see her bringing up these obscure Legends references. Yes. And I mean, we can see them in the trailers and stuff too, you know? And hey, I didn't even mean to do this, but perfect segue. Trailers. We're talking about trailers today.
Talk about like important, like our favorite trailers, our least favorite trailers, just reliving some of that Star Wars magic.
Yes. Yeah. So you'll notice that it looks a little different around here today. Got the laptop up here because we're going to be doing a little reacting today. Very excited about this because, Star Wars trailers, they hold a special place in all of our hearts.
Really, I hope, just as cinema fans, trailers hold a special place. Yeah. Because, I mean, like, let's be honest, that's that first, I would hope so, because, I mean, that's your first introduction to a movie. Yeah. I mean, just because, like, someone shows like, oh, well, this is the first picture of someone on the set of this movie. Well, okay, it's not moving or anything. Like, the trailer's giving you that first bite of like what to expect from this film.
The cinematography.
Exactly.
The music, the performances, how it's going to look, how it's going to feel.
Yes.
You know, because we're going to go from all the way back with A New Hope. Yeah. All the way forward. And we're going to see kind of at what point did trailers start to become like an art form and tell stories of their own.
Yeah.
Because trailers used to be really bad about spoiling the whole movie too.
I mean, Star Wars still has a problem with that a little bit.
They didn't. It was weird. Like, they were really bad about it, and then they got really good. Like, I'll say it now: the sequel trailers. I think they're going to be my favorites of these. But then I don't know. We've reverted. Now they're
back to spoiling stuff again.
Oh man, yeah. So
I don't have any idea what we're watching. So yeah
I just pulled. We're not going to watch every single trailer and TV spot. That would literally take hours.
Yeah.
So I have every main trailer.
Yeah.
And then I have a couple of like the noteworthy teasers or in TV spots.
Okay. I hope so, because I was going to say there's one teaser that I hope
is it for Attack of the Clones?
Yes.
I did pull that one because I knew you'd want that. Yep.
It's so good.
And I pulled
that history.
I pulled another Attack of the Clones TV spot for a DVD release.
Yeah.
From a fan question, because when I pulled the fan questions, I was like, somebody asked about this TV spot. And I thought it was I was like, what?
Yeah.
And I looked it up and it was real.
Is it like that Batman Begins? Do you know about that with the Nickelback? Did you know that? Yeah, I'm not joking. There's a Batman Begins like TV spot that has Nickelback playing.
Yeah, I thought you meant there was one for Star Wars.
No, but that'd be wild too. That it's just like what? How'd this get made? It's so weird. Yeah,
it's wild, but I don't want to spoil it because it's so funny.
I have no idea what's going on, so I'm excited. Yeah, I'm just like you guys. I'm just vibing.
We're gonna have a good time. We're just gonna have a good time. We're gonna watch some Star Wars trailers.
Okay.
So I got them pulled up. We're going to start with, and by the way, I did not know this until I started pulling these. You can go to starwars.com.
And they got them all, don't they?
They have like catalogs of, they're not super easy to find, unfortunately, but you can go to episode 1 and look at like everything they've ever done, like all
the promotional stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is Episode 4, A New Hope, the official trailer.
All right. And now how do you want to do this? Like, how have you have this in your mind?
Let's talk through it. So we're
just talking. Yeah, we have to kind of keep talking.
We have to kind of react. I'll be honest, I'm a little worried about doing react content on YouTube. But so we're just going to react. We're having some fun. That's all.
Okay. All right. Cool. So we got the throne room and everything. Yeah. I mean, and it's crazy that it's starting with the ending. So, yeah.
Yeah, I love this.
Do you?
It's so classic.
It is. And I mean, imagine seeing...
See, that's what I'm talking about. It's like they got the...
Yeah. But the other thing is like, it looks cheesy, but at the same time, like when you see that shot of the Falcon, like if you saw that in the theater, you'd be like, whoa, this doesn't like... this is cutting edge. Like this doesn't look like everything else that's going on. And then like look at that, where it's like what's happening? This ain't a normal movie.
Yeah.
It's just it's kind of wild.
It's fun to put yourself in that mindset, like it's 1977.
Yeah, exactly. And then too, it's like I mean, they're not really telling you too much about what's going on in the movie. It's just kind of telling you these are all these people, and they're
well. I mean. Again, you have to remember Star Wars didn't exist yet. So like all this stuff, you have no idea, right?
Yeah.
And like, of course, it's not A New Hope. It's just Star Wars.
Star Wars.
So like, that was it, right? Like that's what got people hyped.
Yeah.
And I know that there's a story. I wish I would have pulled it up. I didn't even think about it just now. There's like a story. Mark Hamill talked about how Carrie Fisher, maybe Harrison Ford as well, would go to the theater while people would watch this for the first time.
Oh, to see what was going on.
Hear how they would react to it.
Yeah.
So
were they good responses?
Yeah,
or bad?
Yeah, people would be interested in it. You know,
the way too that and I'm not 100% sure because like I don't know if he's talking crazy or not, but he said that like Star Wars: New Hope was like in the theater for like a year. That it was like it just kept going, and it just kept making money. And I'm like, that's crazy to talk about. Like. I don't know if that's actually true.
I don't know. I mean,
way back then.
The whole ecosystem was so different back then.
Yeah.
You know, it's like...
Now it's just kind of a rush to get it onto streaming.
Unfortunately, I mean, even to think like 5 years ago how it was where you would have like a 3-month run, you know, where movies would come out and they would really taper off, but you could still like 3 months in, like, I want to go watch this. Yeah, they'd have it. It probably wouldn't be very busy theater. It might be you might have it to yourself. But I mean, especially back then when you couldn't go get a VHS
Yeah.
This is the only way to go watch your movie.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? So
just keep going back and watching Star Wars. I mean, that's an episode of That 70s Show. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Yeah, where it just like they keep just going like, well, what do we do? Let's go see Star Wars again, and then they go back. Yeah, that it's.
I mean, that's probably why it was in theaters for so long, because nobody could have it on home video, so they had to just
keep going back and watching it.
To go watch it.
I mean, to go back and see that for the first time, that would be wild. All right. So what we got now?
I'll be real. Like these old ones, they're fun.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to like.
Yeah.
Okay, how hyped does this get me? To watch this.
Well, that first one was kind of cool just because it looks different, and then too that you can tell that like this doesn't look like the other stuff of that era. So, and then now, I mean, let's be honest. Now, what we just talked about, it's been in the theater for a while. Now people are.
Now people know it's a
people
worldwide
are jonesing
phenomenon
for this. Yes, I was going to say. This ain't no splinter of the mind's eye.
Yeah. This is the Empire Strikes Back.
Exactly.
And I love this. Like we could see right away.
The writing's
the blue logo.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh man.
The old effects too. They crush it. I think it's so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
The old transatlantic voices.
Star Wars didn't. Oh man, I love that shot. And it's cool that it made its way in there.
Even the sharp editing back then with these trailers is still...
Yeah. Well, it gives you just a little bit, but not a ton.
I thought these would be a lot slower.
Yeah.
Like these trailers. Mm-hmm. But no, you get a lot of these like action set pieces.
Yeah, it's true. And true though, we're looking at the, I mean, there's no lasers there yet, but I mean, they're picking lots of stuff that have explosions and stuff going on.
Interesting. I wonder if some of this was like...
Oh, well, I mean, they had to go in, didn't they have to like scratch the film and stuff like that with some of the, lasers?
They used a different technique. So like, here, I'll pause it. For the first Star Wars, they did, for the lightsabers, they had the cinefilm.
Yeah.
It was basically movie theater screen, because movie theater screen has like these like crystals in it that are hyper reflective. And so there's a name for it, and I forget what the name is called, but basically when you shine light at this type of crystal, it'll shine the light directly back at its source. Yeah. So they would shine a light from the camera onto these. This film would be on a rotating stick.
Yep, and it was spinning. Yep. Yeah,
and so
they break all the time as they were.
Because they were extremely flimsy. That's why those fights with Vader and Obi-Wan. That's why they were extremely slow. Is because they couldn't really hit each other. Yep. And they would rotate so that it would give that flash, and they would just shine a bright light at it, and then it would reflect the light directly back at the camera, because it would reflect directly back at the source, and they would in camera get that effect. And you can recreate this today. I think there are a lot of people on YouTube who have done it. I think the Hacksmith is one who has recreated this effect, because like reflectors, like bike reflectors and other things, they use the
similar principle,
like same idea. Yeah. But then, and since the remasters of the movies, they've gone back and rotoscoped them,
made it look better,
and made the sabers look like more what we would expect today. But I think they've used a much different effect on they just used rotoscoping on Empire and on Return of the Jedi, as far as I know, because in behind the scenes you can see they had those thin metal rods, and they were actually able to smack each other, and they would still break all the time, but it was much easier to swing them around because they also weren't tethered by cable all the time. Yeah. But yeah, there you go. A little history for you.
Yeah. So don't do it. Oh no.
And what's fun with this too, I don't know if you can hear it, but Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill are narrating this trailer.
Oh really? Oh, that is Han Solo. Yeah. Okay.
Mark Hamill's kind of putting on a little bit of a voice in the beginning. It's like him at first, and then it's Harrison Ford.
Yeah. And I like too that they're using the just using famous music from A New Hope for this one, because we don't have any new music.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy that the bounty hunters even got a shot. That's such a blink and you miss it.
And it's like the color grading is different too, if you notice.
Like, it's true. It doesn't have that finished, polished look.
It's a little more green. Yep. And the stuff in the carbon freezing chamber isn't so orange. So, but yeah, look at this. It's a little more washed out.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a lot more of the raw footage, which it gives you an appreciation for how much they got in camera.
Yes. Yes.
Because a lot of... Yeah, so you can hear Harrison Ford there. It's so fun that they got him to do that.
Yeah.
Like, that's so cool. Like, those vintage style effects.
Yeah. Oh, and then Darth Vader.
Vader's helmet.
Yeah. And he was hardly in that trailer.
Yeah. Just the breathing.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
That's fun. See, that would have got me hyped. Yeah. I would have been down. I'm like, can you see that theater?
I mean, yeah. You have my curiosity. Now you have my attention.
Hey, grab the keys to the Buick Riviera, honey. We're going to the drive-in.
We're watching the next Star Wars film.
Yeah, I think that's great. What gets me the most about watching that one in particular, since you pointed it out, was that it had a lot of those in-camera effects, like the pyrotechnics, like a lot of the way that they did shots, like if I can find one.
Well, Hoth had a lot of just stuff exploding,
like this stuff. So a lot of these effects, where it was like in space in the asteroid fields, these were still in-camera effects. So what they would do is they would expose the film over and over and over again. And in Empire Strikes Back, there is a shot in the chase in the asteroid field that had like 137, something like that, exposures. Because they were constantly exposing. They were exposing for one asteroid, then another asteroid, and then the Millennium Falcon, and they had to do multiple passes for like the glow of the exhaust and all these, and like blasters and all this stuff. But they were still technically in camera effects. Yeah. So then what they would do, they'd go back and like laser bolts would be a rotoscoping effect. They would like paint, or they would, like you said, they would scratch the film out so they would allow the light to kind of shine through and create that effect. Or like with Palpatine's lightning, that was hand painted.
Is that what does that? I've always wondered that, because like, especially in Jedi, that has a look. Yes. Like it has a, like, I just think it has a look that like it hasn't been replicated since.
Yeah, it's a very vintage style.
Yeah, but even it just doesn't even look like, it just feels more real. Well, I'm not sure what it is about it.
Watch the shot of R2-D2 in is it A New Hope when he gets electrocuted by the Jawas? It's got that same
yeah,
kind
they
of,
drew in all that. Yeah,
it's all hand painted in there. Basically the way they do that is they put the film on like a projector. Yeah. And then they paint onto the film. Yeah. And then that's how they get that effect. So that's how they would have done post-processing back then. But during the development of the original trilogy is when nonlinear editing was being developed, and like digital editing, and they would digitize the film to be able to do some of that digital editing. Yeah. And so like some of the first 3D effects that were ever done on film, not the first, but some of the first, were like in A New Hope with the targeting lasers you'd see, with like those vector images, right? That you see in like the TIE fighters and stuff, or
of them,
the
like
Death Star plants. Right? And they rotate up and you see just the dot matrix stuff. Those are all very cutting edge at the time. And it's really cool to see. But like in this trailer, like, like the TIE fighter blowing up, that was all an exposure, like they blew up the TIE fighters. They were about, I don't know what scale they were.
They were like about, that. Yeah. I mean, like a toy basically, or like, like a Konnor action figure. It was a little bigger than those.
A little bigger, but they would rig them up to explode. And what was cool is that the cameras were on robot arms, not usually the vehicles. Yeah. And so
you still get that movement.
Yeah. And they would have to be on robot arms because they would have to get multiple exposures of specific objects to get multiple passes of light. Yeah. So that's how a lot of stop motion used to be done too, which is really interesting. So like you would have, like if the Millennium Falcon passed by, like if the shot was, okay, the Millennium Falcon is passing by the camera. Okay, then the camera would be on a robot arm to pass by a stationary Millennium Falcon. But then you do one with like kind of normal lighting, and then you do another one where it was just the exhaust. So you could get that light glow. Yeah. And then so on. And then you would kind of be able to layer those pieces of film together, or their multiple exposures. Yeah. Cool stuff.
You ever seen the potato in Empire?
Oh yeah. A lot of the asteroids are potatoes.
Yeah. It's weird.
Good stuff. Yeah. That's what, at my work, we did this like employee spotlight thing, and at the bottom it said, "What's the weirdest fact you know?" And I said, "In Empire Strikes Back, a lot of the asteroids were potatoes."
There you go. Coming in hot.
All right. Return of the Jedi.
Woo!
I love the bouncing too. That's just such a nostalgic thing. Because like film would have that kind of natural jitter.
Yeah. Well, you even got the cigarette burns too. They're flashing. Oh man. Oh man.
I think this is so fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, with that whole Revenge of the Jedi, dude, that's the shot, and that's in the trailer. I think that's one of the best shots in Star Wars.
It's good.
It's so good, of wedge weaving back and forth and then dropping down into the Death Star. Like, that's crazy. Also to think too, it's like they're gonna be in the woods.
There's a forest planet.
Exactly. This is insane. Look at that. That there it is.
Oh, now that's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
He still has a blue lightsaber in the trailer.
He does. And that's why I think it's silly when people are all like, oh, it was because of the sky. And I'm like, nah, I think that was just a decision that was made later. That,
that is why they did it.
I don't know. Well, is it though?
Yeah, once they developed further in, but clearly they didn't make the decision yet.
Yeah. I mean, like, and maybe there you can't see the sky, but yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, it's good stuff. It's my boy. So, it's cool because it's like reminding you, like, oh, these are all the reasons why you love Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. Man, Wanawanga.
Good stuff.
Oh yeah, it is. It is.
Seeing like Obi-Wan there. It's like, oh yeah, it's like, all your homies are back.
Yeah.
Like this shot.
Yeah, and you know that like, oh man.
Well, there's the green.
Yeah.
I know, that's interesting. So they did already do so they just didn't correct one of the first shots then.
I guess not.
Interesting.
Yeah. It just man, and to think to seeing shots like that where it's like, oh my gosh, they're gonna be like attacking this thing, and like also seeing Lando, and like you can clearly tell that he's in the Falcon.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh,
it's amazing to see like the juxtaposition from the first one to this one already. It's like the effects are insane.
Yes.
Like we've gotten so used, I think, to how A New Hope looks with the special editions, because a lot of the battles shots have been updated.
Oh, they've been cleaned up. Yeah. Definitely. Yes.
But it's like that, man.
Yeah.
That's
pretty
solid.
much the same.
It looks good.
And again, I think that shot where Wedge is weaving back and forth with the TIE fighters following him, it's like 8 seconds long. Like that, I'll put that up against anything nowadays. Like it looks incredible. And that was in the 80s. Like it's so...
I mean, they mastered their craft by this point.
Yes.
It's like they were coming out swinging with this movie.
It was good. It's the reason why it's, my fave.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the original trilogy, it's passed. We've had a great time.
Yeah.
Now, did some trailers come out for the...
You and I were born then.
Yeah, in that time.
Yeah, now I'm being born in this dry area of Star Wars.
Did some trailers come out for the special editions when they were re-released?
Yes.
I don't have those pulled up.
But. No, it's okay. But yes, that's what I would have saw. Okay. It's like that I would have seen Star Wars, and then all of a sudden, like shortly after, like a year or two later, it was like, hey, they're coming back to theaters and we're updating everything. And oh my gosh, I'm going to
the theater.
Yep, I'm going to Pizza Hut. I'm getting my posters that have the scripts on the back of them. It's a good time to be alive. Yes. I'll say that. Yes.
And hey, it's now 1999.
Yeah.
You're going to Wing Commander to watch this trailer right here.
Yeah.
Hit it.
Hey,
Phantom Menace.
Make that screen bigger. Yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah, sorry.
Come on.
Let's
what are we doing with our lives?
Let's get full screen.
Yeah. I miss seeing that. I'll be real with you.
20th Century Fox.
Yeah,
it is nostalgic.
And I like
then
this
that
too.
Lucasfilm.
Yes. Man.
I always thought it was interesting that this was the first shot.
But it's very different than Star Wars. You know, what came before it?
Yeah, no, it's got a vibe to it.
Oh, it does. All this has a vibe to it. This part reminds me of the Force Awakens trailer. Yeah.
Every journey of the
yeah.
This is all cool.
They got it.
It's the sauce.
It's true. It is true. And like just getting to see all this stuff for the first time. Oh, man. And here we go. I mean, there it is with that that classic song. Everything hit and and that nice transition.
It's so good. And like seeing all this stuff.
Yeah.
This is a well cut trailer.
It is. It is really, really well done. And oh man. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Mace Windu.
Yeah, I know.
It's fun to watch this stuff and think like, okay, when would have the OG fans have lost their minds? It's like, there's R2-D2.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Anakin.
Yeah, it's true. Hey, we know that guy, and then I think he does say Obi-Wan Kenobi here too. It's Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a moment right there.
It's like,
wait a minute.
What? I know that guy. It's Yoda. Yeah. And then oh my gosh, everyone's gonna be.
Yeah, this is the sauce right here.
Exactly.
You know?
Everyone's losing their minds. So
right here.
Yeah.
Two
exactly.
on both sides.
And then I remember people being like, well, clearly you've never read the books because Exar Kun had one.
There's always that guy.
I know.
Every time.
Yeah. But good stuff.
There's somebody in Empire Strikes Back who's like, no, it's Splinter of the Mind's Eye.
Exactly.
No,
Hold
up. Yeah.
I've read this.
I mean, that.
And look at that. Isn't that kind of crazy too? To like, I've been watching the names and that one, starring Liam Neeson. There's like, that's the first new name.
Yep.
Yeah. This is kind of wild.
That's good. I mean,
and what a way to end it. The saga begins spring 1999. Because it's like, it's prequels.
Right.
So like Star Wars has always been kind of paving the way. And this was a new way. It was kind of paving the way.
Haven't really been. Was there another popular franchise that did prequels? Let us know.
Maybe something that was important to you that became a prequel.
I have no idea.
Yeah, nothing comes to my mind. So
yeah, that's good. That might be. Oh man, I was gonna do like an out of 10 on each one of these. Okay, hold on. Here, just because I forgot. Hold on.
Where's the board?
I know. No, here. A New Hope.
Oh my gosh.
I'll because the first three, they're okay. The first three trailers.
I was gonna say. I mean, let's be honest. Like I go 6. Well,
so I think this first one, like levels of hype, I'm like, this is like a 4 out of 10. Trailer.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. So maybe 4, 5, 6.
I'm down with that, actually.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But this Phantom Menace one?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Like a 7 or an 8.
Yeah, I think it's getting
just because I know what is to come.
Yeah, well, I mean, no one knows. Yeah, that's it's our first thing, and people are, now I think that really does pique your interest.
Yeah.
Would you not sit through Wing Commander after that? Or are you like...
No, I'd go home and be like, I gotta play with my lightsaber. I gotta get it.
I gotta get on the message boards and talk about it.
Get me on AOL because I got some thoughts.
Exactly.
Give me 20 minutes to get my dial-up connection.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I got a rant. Did you guys see the Binks?
He's going to be that Seed from Fanboys.
Yes,
exactly. He's going to be the best Star Wars character. I got a tattoo of him right here.
Him and little Anakin tattooed on his back. So good.
Okay, so now we're moving on to Attack of the Clones. So with the first prequel, maybe you loved it, maybe you hated it.
Yeah.
But here's episode 2.
Yeah.
What's next?
Maybe you loved that one or hated that one. That's the whole thing. It's a debate.
Yeah.
Which one's... I know this music. Again, that classic. It's so good. This is not the teaser trailer, just so you're aware.
I know. Yeah, I got that one next. Don't worry.
Okay, all right. I was just throwing that out there. I mean, you know what this
stood for 1,000 years.
You know what? Know what's great about this? Because I mean, you're building up to the music, and then also like now, like because you've been with these guys. Now it's like, oh, this is everything. Now you come to expect from Star Wars. Now, and this.
I feel like this was the movie people expected episode 1 to be.
Yeah, I get you.
I really wonder how prequel reception would have been if like we started here.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't get all the build, and now we're like really kind of getting into the nitty gritty about it. Yeah.
Imagine like this is episode 1. Yeah. Revenge of the Sith is episode 2, and then episode 3 is Vader's first years.
Yeah, like fallout from all of it.
Yeah,
that would be insane.
Because I've gone back and read some stuff. Yeah. From like the early days. Jango Fett.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Is that in the actual movie?
What?
That shot of all the Jedi watching Obi-Wan's transmission. I feel like it was only... I remember only Mace and Yoda.
I thought they were all standing there.
Masameda.
Yeah. It's just good stuff.
It's just the spectacle of it all.
Yeah. It feels much bigger, and it feels more like Star Wars. Like, episode 1 really...
The clones.
Exactly. Where it's looking like Star Destroyers.
I think that's a shot that people... Like, again, to go back to that, when would OG fans have lost their mind?
Yeah.
Like... Do they look like stormtroopers?
Yeah, exactly.
That looks like a Star Destroyer.
Yeah, we're finally getting there. And then look, Yoda looks better. He's not a puppet.
That's actually a question for the OG fans out there who remember these, watching them for the first time. What were those moments for you?
Dude, don't you think that they would have flipped out too? R2-D2 was just flying there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like, just these battle scenes?
Yes.
It's like,
Yeah.
Dude, the last act of this movie, it hits.
It does. The last 20 minutes is amazing.
I didn't realize that was in the trailer.
Yeah. And did you hear the breath there?
Yeah.
Is that, yeah. Oh.
Dude, they really played
and
it.
I was going to say, they're showing all kinds of stuff.
I know. They spoiled the whole movie. Like Anakin with 2 lightsabers.
Yeah.
And,
that's a blink and you miss it moment in Star Wars.
they really played into the Vader teases the entire prequels. Like the
Yes.
very end of Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
I forgot about this until I rewatched it in theaters because I sat through the whole thing to watch the Acolyte preview, but it ends
With the breath,
with the
right?
Vader's breath.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It
It's
is.
like Lucas was really teasing you.
I mean,
But speaking of Vader's breath,
that's his dude. This, guys,
this is one of your favorites.
this might be my favorite trailer ever. Like, this is so creative and so cool. Down to the music, to the one sound effect that's pretty much used the whole time. Yeah, at the end, I'll give you that. You get a little lightsaber sound hitting each other, but this is so good.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. Episode 2 teaser.
In fact, this is the one that I talked about in the last episode. I've talked about this, but it hasn't actually been released to the public yet.
What do you mean?
Well, we talked about it at PopCon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I talked about this trailer.
You've talked about this trailer a few times. on the
Yes,
show.
it just again, this is a core Star Wars memory for me.
Okay, episode 2 teaser breathing.
Yep, it's so good, and oh man,
And I like how they've also gotten cleaner too, if you notice.
yep,
Yeah, this one you have to really just listen and feel out.
You just take it all in. Yep, there's your breath. And I love the switching with the breathe in, breathe out. That like, it's so good. And you're seeing everybody that just get a little there. That's it. And I just like little kid me, like the hair on the back of my neck stood up right there, just because little kid me was just like, what was that? Like, hold up, because we're gonna see the fire spray here in a second as well. Yep, right there. And that's what like solidified it. Where I was just like, oh my gosh, that's a Fett. Like it has to be. And so, but yeah,
and you get that just the
that's when Maul's pacing.
That right there.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. That's it. It doesn't get any better than that.
I'll say it right here. I think that is it's a perfect teaser.
Yeah.
Because it shows you
it gives
basically nothing.
But I mean, it tells you everything.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It gives you the vibes.
Yep.
That's all you need with a trailer.
That is it. It's an art.
Honestly,
it is an art. And then two, that's the music when Maul and Qui-Gon are fighting. That.
Oh yes, you're right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That like him pacing in that. Yeah.
That's a 9 out of 10.
Oh yeah.
This is maybe a 6 or a 7. The
that one's
trailer.
a little less because it shows you so much. But,
okay.
Yeah.
So this was the original teaser for Revenge of the Sith.
I was in my friend's basement when I first saw this. Someone said, "Hey, have you guys seen the new Star Wars trailer?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" Like, I don't know. We were playing Yu-Gi-Oh or Halo or something like that at that point. And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "There's a trailer out for Revenge of the Sith." I'm, Revenge of the what?
We're getting into the ones I remember now.
Yeah, we're now starting your Star Wars journey.
Yes.
Yeah,
because I'd probably seen the Phantom Menace ones and the Attack of the Clones ones on TV, but I remember this one because I was like,
maybe I could get into this. Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Yeah,
I love this teaser.
Yeah.
Lord Vader. Yes, Master.
Is this it?
Oh,
yeah.
This was one of the first ones.
Okay.
If not the first one.
Gotcha. This is not the one that I thought it was.
It gives so much away.
Yeah, it does. I was going to say. Look, his arms are still up, too.
Yep, it was before they changed that.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
This rules.
Yeah. That is...
I think the Attack of the Clones ones is better as a teaser.
Yeah.
But this one... it just hits all those notes for me. I love how it starts. I mean, it comes out of the gate swinging. It doesn't wait till the end to show you Vader.
It just starts with him.
This is reverse as to like Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Or not Bad Batch, Tales of the Empire.
Mm-hmm.
It goes right out of the gate. Lord Vader. Yes, Master. You're like, again, I'm trying to, if I'm an OG fan, I've been watching from 77. I'm sitting there, I'm like, that was James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
What? And then, he's in the suit.
Yeah, it's already happened.
This is what I wanted. But then you kind of get in the theater and he's only in the suit for 2 seconds.
It's awesome. I still love that scene.
Oh, it's it's maybe, I mean, it's up there, man. It's a top 3 scene for me in all of Star Wars. I think it's all you need in that movie. I'm just saying, like, I could see how people would see this teaser and be like,
no, I don't feel like I need to go see the movie. Yeah.
Actually, I sit here and make fun of Tales of the Empire for showing all of Vader.
Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith does the same thing.
Well, I mean, but this is their Hail Mary. After this, there is no Star Wars. So they had to like get butts in seats.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
But here's the actual Revenge of the Sith trailer.
Okay.
Okay, we ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm here for it.
Let's hit it.
I'm here for this. That was not what my friend had me watch.
Really?
No.
I couldn't find any other teasers.
I'm curious.
I'm sure there's like a million TV
This
spots.
is it. This is the one I've seen. Like, at least I'm pretty sure.
This is the full trailer.
Yes. Love that shot.
Yes. I remember this trailer too when I was a kid.
Yeah. No, this isn't it. Because I've seen one where he turns. Is this where he turns and his eyes are yellow?
Yes. You see that at the end, I believe.
No. What was that weird, like, that sword sound? Did you hear that? Yeah.
This also.
Yeah.
As much as I love this movie.
Spoiling everything.
I didn't watch many of these trailers to prep. This is one because it's my favorite movie I did watch. It may be one of the worst trailers because it shows everything.
Yeah.
There's a funny comment on this video because this one's on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, George, what else should we put in the trailer for the movie? George, yes.
All of it.
Because like so far, I'm pretty down. Like I like to showing, because we know he's going to become Vader, so I'm down with showing Palpatine. But here's where I'm like,
yeah, hold up.
Hey.
Yeah.
Like this is cool.
Yeah.
I like
this.
This
feels very now.
Yes.
In that sense, like rather than like, because there is no Star Wars music, like that's not in Star Wars.
This is where the foghorns would have been if this trailer was made today.
Yep.
Like here, like
and now he's already the Emperor. Yeah,
this is too much.
Just like hold up.
Like see the Tantive. Like that's a cool shot to have in there.
Yeah, and this is intense too.
Yeah. I do like how they kind of mess with you here. Like, what's this from?
That's deleted footage where he's walking through the Jedi Temple to go kill Shakti.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yep. They just made it look like he's walking on Grievous's ship.
But I do like how they mess with you and showing that, like maybe we're going to see Anakin like kill all of those Jedi that we see.
Yeah.
So I like that they do a little bait and switch there, where it's actually the clone. So they do hide the big twist, the big tragedy.
Yeah.
But I do think they show way too much.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we never, I guess if you read some of George Lucas's writings and stuff, or like interviews, you would have known that he...
Oh, yeah.
Like that shot. Did we need that?
No, we didn't, but it's cool.
Come on, George.
What a fun way. Here, search Revenge of the Sith teaser trailer. I'm calling an audible.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Yes, this is what I was talking about. This is what I saw with my friends in my friend's basement.
I don't know if I've seen this one.
Yeah. Oh, get ready, son. Because this just pulls it all together. I'm excited for you.
Okay. This is familiar, but I don't...
This one's up there for me, too.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
So this isn't a fan edit? This is official?
No, this is... Because I saw this in my friend's basement. Because watch, I knew that... It was right here.
Oh.
And he turns. And then you... Lord Vader, rise. Like it's coming.
Yeah. I do remember this one.
And they use part of the one that we watched with you.
Yes.
Yes, that it's similar. Rise.
Yes, master.
And this is what you saw, or what you showed earlier. But yeah, there was all this around it. Yeah.
I do remember this one now.
It's just, it's so good.
Yeah, this one's got the sauce.
And now you get to see all your homies. Like, it's just, it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, Chewbacca? Why is he here?
What are you doing here, buddy? But yeah, and then, yes, it's just, it's so good. And I think this one's good because it shows you just enough. Like, it gets you back in there, but it doesn't show you too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it is solid stuff. Heck yeah. Got the breathing. So good. Yeah, sorry. Now we can go back.
Good. That's
we can go back to
your
your regularly scheduled program, but that is I think that's up there with the Attack of the Clones one for me.
That one's got the sauce.
Yes,
I'd give that one like a
That's
an 8.
I was gonna say that's an 8.5, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing terrible with like, I'm sure we have not actually ranked all of them.
It's okay. It's fine.
Okay.
You at home keep a running total.
So now it's been 10 years.
Yeah. More time has passed.
I could not find one for the Clone Wars.
Oh,
For the regular movie.
Gotcha.
I could have dug deeper, I'll be real, but there's so many more trailers to go, and
Yeah.
this is already going to be a long episode. So
yeah.
It's been 10 years.
Yes.
And there are whispers, new Star Wars movies.
Yes.
Disney bought Star Wars.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes.
What's going to happen there?
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams is making a Star Wars movie?
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Who's
okay.
Daisy Ridley?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now this gets put out there.
Mm-hmm. Where were you when this happened? Oh, I remember this. Everybody talked about this to me. This is a great trailer.
There has been an awakening.
With Snoke.
Hmm.
Isn't that not crazy?
Have you felt it?
Gosh, I combed this thing. Combed it
Yep.
for
me too.
any hints. Like right there, you heard the probe droid sound? Like, what's that about? It has nothing to do with anything.
Friggin' BB-8.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that shot.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yes,
It's so good.
Yes,
It's
it is
so good.
All of it. Just again, I love that. That's pretty much all you see of her.
Yeah.
Like it is just. This is really
then
good. Oh,
This
look,
shot.
yeah.
I mean, this shot.
Yes. How does this not hype you up? And this.
Yes.
Dude, this was the talking point. I mean, everybody. My mom called me about this. They're like, yeah, it's just. Yeah.
And
Yeah. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. And then how this thing banks off. Like, oh my gosh. So good with the TIE fighters.
what a shot.
I know. Well, I mean,
What a
you know what that
shot.
big. Star Wars is back, baby.
Yeah,
like that,
and that was
like,
it, man.
Yeah, that was
Like
it. It was
this-
just like, okay, Star Wars. I'm here for it, dude. Hair on the back of my neck stand up
Yes.
because again, it's crazy that like that does that to you.
This was it. This has the sauce.
I would say that's
It's
a 10.
out of 10.
That's
it's
a 10.
10 out of 10.
That's up there with the Attack of the Clones one with me.
I think I know that one's special to you.
And then two.
But this one is
No,
this is my
because,
favorite one.
Wait a minute. If you keep this one going, I'm pretty sure. Hold on. I can't remember. I think. Yeah, you heard that. Did you hear that?
Yeah, the saber.
Yeah, at the very end, you just hear a little lightsaber open up. Like, it's just like home, baby.
Yeah.
It's just like home.
It's good.
It's crazy.
I think that is a 10 out of 10 teaser.
Yes.
It is everything like that I wanted from a teaser trailer for Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's got the sauce.
Yeah.
It's got
Well,
everything.
What's
all the Star
good
Wars
is
vibes.
you got classic music, but
Mhm.
then also it's showing you everything but nothing at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
It really has it feels like that Attack of the Clones one
Yeah.
where it's hitting all the right notes, it's poking you in all the right spots,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's not showing you anything.
And it's showing us the new cast too, which is pretty wild. But like we have no context.
yeah,
So cool.
good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yep.
And then
Oh,
there's the official trailer.
yes.
This, guys, like or hate the sequel trilogy, but this is the stuff. All of these trailers, man.
Well, I mean, we have today's. I mean, now it's become an art form. Like, I mean, there's reasons, but yes,
I know, but it's
this is
just
good stuff. Yeah.
You ever just want to go back and get yourself hyped for Star Wars? Again, I don't care what you feel about this trilogy. These trailers
Yeah.
rock.
This is the one that starts with that piano that you were talking about. That just is good stuff.
This one's hype.
Yeah. And again, it's cool because I remember this not showing us very much. Because, I mean, we hadn't gotten anything since that last trailer. And, like, yeah, you get to see BB-8 rolling along. It's like, oh, my gosh. Practical effect.
I love the music for this one.
Yes.
I love
Well, I mean, it's interesting that they picked Han and Leia's theme to be the...
Yeah.
It's really, really interesting.
And like
So-
I was raised to do one
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
it's all so good.
It is.
Got nothing
And,
to
too,
fight
I mean,
for.
Like that's such a good shot.
Yes. Well, look at that. Like, I mean, oh, my gosh. It is really, really good.
Nothing will stand in our way.
Yeah.
Oh, this is where we got this shot.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Oh, yes, with the helmet.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, and you get the breath again. It's like, what's that all about?
You got expectations that were never fulfilled. But
Yep. It's okay. He's all right. You get the Falcon again a little
it's
bit more.
this right here.
What happened?
Yeah.
The Han and Leia theme.
Yep.
It's true.
Yep. All of it. Finally get your little, because we hadn't seen anybody yet. And it's like, oh, Han. Yeah.
Well, we got that teaser of like Chewie, we're home. That was a
That's
different
this. That's at the end of this one.
one. No.
I'm 110% of it.
The soundtrack.
Yes. Yes.
A Jedi.
All of it.
Gosh.
Yep. It's I mean, they're firing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, this is the shot of Luke.
Yeah. It is.
The Force.
I remember people combing through this trailer.
Oh yeah, looking
Like,
for
why
stuff.
is Rey crying? Like,
Yeah.
I remember people thinking she was over Chewbacca.
Yep.
Like, that
they thought
Chewbacca
he
died.
Yeah. Yes. And then,
And then that shot of Leia, like, oh man, they're mourning Chewbacca, like he died. Yeah. This isn't the Chewie we're home one.
Oh, interesting.
Because they did that specifically to reveal Han and
I wonder
Chewie.
because
That's its own trailer.
really?
Yeah. Here, I can pull that one up.
No, it's okay. I just felt like that that has the same music in it too, right? Was that like the second trailer? And this is like
The official teaser. This is the second teaser.
okay, another teaser. Okay. Because I was like, I know that one came later with Finn fighting Kylo. Because I remember when John Boyega was like freaking out that was actually in the trailer. And yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh
This shot
yes,
here.
yes, with the Star Destroyer and everything. That like this again. This is another great trailer. And again, that classic. Oh, this has Luke talking, and I was thinking too. Why does he sound like this?
That's
Why
right.
didn't you play this one instead?
I forgot about this one.
Like, because this is all great.
This is good too.
Yeah, you're talking about. Yeah, this is the first time we see this. Because I was like, I don't feel like it is. That like, yeah,
Because you got Mark Hamill actually re-recorded this and they mixed it.
Yeah, 'cause
so
I'm
it sounds like old Luke and young Luke.
yeah. Because I'm like, how'd they even get this? Because this sounds perfect. Hey, that's not in the movie. You have that power too. Oh, it's so good. Yeah.
Oh gosh, it's like it brings a tear to your eye.
Yeah, a
This
little
is like
bit.
this is it.
Yeah, and he got yeah. Yep. This is it. This is the stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gosh, what a time. You know,
Yep.
these trailers also, it embodies like the hype that you feel
Yeah.
going into these movies.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember waiting for these trailers, like all
Oh,
these,
yeah.
like, oh, I knew when they were gonna drop.
Oh, yeah.
I was like
You were waiting for-
anticipating.
Yep.
And then here it is.
Chewie. We're home.
I remember this, like,
yeah,
it's
and just
freaking
be
out.
like, yeah, just be like, this is it. Oh my gosh, they did it because they had the new and the old cast together. It's good stuff.
That's it.
It's good stuff.
That trailer
I
had,
apologize. I know I said that I swore that was the other one, but yeah,
that had the
it's okay.
sauce.
Yeah, it did.
Okay. Years
Which one is
passed.
this?
This is the first one. It's not the teaser. It's the official trailer.
Just search Rogue One teaser trailer. I'm pretty sure that.
Okay, official teaser trailer.
Okay, here we go. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
This is- yeah. This is so good.
State your name for the
Yeah, I
record.
remember
Also,
this one.
none of this is in the movie.
I know, like none of it, right?
Yeah, I know. They changed it all of it.
Forgery of Imperial
It's fine.
documents, possession of stolen property.
I'm trying to remember where I saw this one because I remember the second one clearly.
I was,
where I saw it.
I was sitting in the. Or I was. Yeah, it's fine.
I rebel.
You
I
don't
will
remember
say,
people saying that all the time?
I hated that
rebel.
line though.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
never liked that line.
Yeah, but we're talking. We're in a post Inception world where we're gonna.
This shot
Well,
slapped.
yes. Well, I'm talking with that sound effect. None of this is in the movie.
Yes, sir.
I think
Some
this.
of it is.
This. But hair on the back of my neck is standing up because, like, I know as a Star Wars fan what that sound means. I know, dude. I know. Look at all these shots. Like, all this is just. It doesn't even look like that anymore.
Yeah.
Did you catch that? Like, that is crazy.
Yeah,
This is that one shot that they shot in the subway at night. Just look at that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
If you continue to fight,
It's good.
Look.
Yeah.
Oh
not
my
a movie.
gosh. Yes, I know. And then she's got the plans in her hands.
what will you become?
Like
And
great
then-
shot, and that's actually the banner on Disney Plus.
I know, and that's not even in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then two, when he says, "What will you become?" She's dressed like an Imperial, and you hear Vader breathe. So it's just like, oh my gosh. All right, sorry. That's Seth's last detour. I apologize. I just that trailer's fire.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that trailer is fire.
This is the one I remember very clearly. I remember
Mm-hmm.
it was finals week.
Yeah.
I was with a bunch of buddies. We were down in our in a kind of a common room area.
Yeah.
It was very loud. We were all studying, and I was waiting. I was like, I knew this was going to drop, and it did drop. And I was like, guys, we got to stop. I got to watch this. Because I knew that there was an official report that this would be our first look at Vader in the movie.
Yeah.
I'm like,
So you were
sorry,
here.
I'm a Vader fanboy. I got to watch it.
Yeah. I'm here for this.
It be what it be. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. The Imperial March.
Yep. But on the piano. Yeah. Look, he looks different now.
This shot, I remember being like, whoa.
Yeah.
I'm going to like this movie.
Yeah. Well, he gets scale. Like, it's so good.
Well, I remember
Can you be trusted?
not being super excited about this movie other than Vader. But then when I watched this trailer, that was the shot that I was like, huh,
There's some more going on here.
okay.
Yeah. Gareth Edwards, right? Did
Yeah.
this? Yeah. I was gonna say again, he gets scale. I mean, you've watched Godzilla, right? It just like he gets that. Yeah. So good.
Good. I've been recruiting for the rebellion for a long time.
Yeah.
All the Edu sequences are fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, this is cool too because it is introducing more of the cast, so you're kind of getting a little bit more like Donnie Yen, super cool in it, and that K2SO.
I will not kill you.
Thanks.
I still trips with my head that the Death Star looks upside down there. Yeah,
Oh,
but yet it's right side up. Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Just this.
Just using the Imperial March for all of it.
There is a 97.6%.
It's
I still, after we rewatched this for the show, this movie really climbed my rank. I think
Yeah.
it's really good.
yeah. I like parts of it. The ending's great.
The ending, the last act is just.
Yeah, I think it just
Absolutely
really lulls
terrific.
in the middle. I think it starts strong, and I think that it's just the middle hurts me. Hey, that's not in the movie.
Yeah, this isn't in the movie.
Yeah, because they wanted that for the trailer, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good, though. And then
Yep.
here's the shot. It's also
Yep.
not in the movie, but here's the
Yeah.
shot. Boom.
Yeah, and everyone's all freaking out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also a shot. It's in one of the behind the scenes footage for this movie where it's Vader walking off of a ship. And I always thought it looked awesome. And I'm like, I don't know what this is from.
Yeah. Where that's supposed to be.
Here we go.
All right.
TLJ.
Yeah.
So you gotta put yourself in the space, the headspace of a Star Wars fan at this time, right?
Yeah,
Force
'cause-
Awakens came out.
I mean, we were
And-
back. Star Wars was back.
You might have thought it was a little safe, but you still more than likely thought it was awesome.
Yeah, you
And
still enjoyed it.
You might have been like, yeah, but hey, it looked cool. Like it sounded good. And Luke was back at the end. It's time, right?
Yeah.
I
Now
can't
we're getting
wait.
things rolling.
We've talked about it a million times. There was a blissful period between 2015 and 2017
Yeah.
where the entire Star Wars fandom was unified.
Yeah.
We were down. I remember during the promo for TLJ, watching a promo interview with Ryan Johnson where he was gifted it was like a Konnor AT-AT.
Oh, okay.
And it was a really fun like video, and I was like, this guy gets it.
Yeah.
I really like this guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The trailer was cool. So
Yeah.
let's the trailers were great, is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So let's watch the trailer. We should have known right here because it like looks like stars, right? And
Yep.
then-
Yep. And then her hand. Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember this vividly.
I mean, it starts right out subverting your expectations.
it does. It does. He's all about that.
This is a great trailer, though.
It
Like,
is.
hearing Luke.
Yes.
I remember I almost teared up with this trailer because, like, hearing Luke for the first time talking.
Yeah. And just knowing he's actually back instead of just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because another thing that came out before this trailer, it was after Force Awakens. They did this little video of like that they were starting production on this movie, and it was this
Yeah.
just like little quick thing with Mark Hamill and Daisy Ridley on Skellig Michael,
Yeah.
Leia.
Yeah. Did
You-
you
yep,
help me,
here.
Obi-Wan Kenobi? Yeah. So good.
Yep.
Yeah. So good. Could hear Yoda talking. Yeah.
It's good.
It is.
It's a really good teaser.
yeah.
Gosh, this shot frustrates me so much because I was like, we're getting it. Luke's the Jedi Master. We all remember.
Yep.
Man, this makes me so mad.
Yeah. You just subverted all your expectation. Yeah.
That shot hyped me up so much watching this.
Yep. That wasn't even the movie where she was running with the lightsaber.
Yeah, that was when she was going to go save the village.
Yep.
Luke's third lesson. That was in the movie.
Time for the Jedi to end.
I remember people were like, "What does he mean?"
Yeah, he's like, what's going on? And then in the red writing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Such a good teaser, though.
It is.
Such a good teaser.
Yep.
Gosh.
Yep.
Not gonna lie, this teaser got me hyped, but also got my blood boiling a little bit.
Yeah.
Because that shot, going around the mountain and seeing Rey fighting, and then you could see Luke's figure.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that and being like, this is it, man.
Yeah.
We're hearing Luke train her. We're seeing Luke train her. This is the movie. This is what I wanted after I got done with Force Awakens. I can't wait. And then, you guys are going to laugh at this, but it was also at this time that I was a naive fan, okay? But I discovered Mike Zero. I didn't know who that was at the time.
Gotcha.
No idea.
Yeah.
Because this was also at the time, like Star Wars theory was becoming, like Star Wars YouTubers were becoming a thing at this time.
Yep.
Like, it wasn't really popular to do that up until this point.
Well, now there was new Star Wars to talk about.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing. Yeah, that you could be a Star Wars news outlet, basically.
Yeah. And so Mike Zero, I didn't know that he made up all of his stuff at the time, okay? And so I remember watching a video of his about how there was this leak about how the Knights of Ren were going to invade Luke's island.
Yeah.
And there was going to be this big battle with Luke Skywalker and Rey versus the Knights of Ren. And there was going to be like, Rey was basically going to handle the Knights of Ren and Luke was going to go toe to toe with Kylo.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God.
It's all I've ever wanted. Yeah.
Into my veins, please. And then there was also another scene he was talking about how like, there was this big leak about how Luke's going to blow up a hut and like Yoda's going to be there. And that ended up being half true because he does do that.
Yeah.
And Yoda was there. So like, that's the thing with Mike Zero is he's right 2% of the time. That gives him that little bit of credibility to say all the other nonsense that he does.
Yeah.
But man, I took that as gospel at the time. And and so I get it. Part of it's my own fault, but I could not wait for this movie. And then I got there and I was like,
it is pretty.
It's a pretty movie.
You can give it that.
But this teaser though, hype.
Yeah.
So let's watch the official trailer because I remember this one. This might have been another Super Bowl drop.
Yeah.
Oh wait, this is solo. Hold on.
Do we not have another one?
No, here it is. This one was this might have been a Super Bowl drop because I remember waiting all day for this.
Yeah.
And this first shot I thought was so pretty and so good. It's a simple shot. It's just a Kylo Ren.
Oh yeah.
But I loved this shot.
I like the reflection and everything.
I saw
Raw, untamed power.
Hey, we've seen that in Star Wars. Yeah.
I remember
even in Revenge of the Sith trailers. I love the red. I mean,
too.
again, it's a pretty movie.
It's a beautiful movie.
Yes.
One of the
special.
And just who was he talking to? You know? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember everybody saying that. Was he talking to Rey?
Yeah.
Was he talking to Luke?
Yeah. Oh man.
I remember this too.
Yeah.
Another moment. That doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. Because this, I was gonna say, I don't think this song is in. Is it in the movies?
Yes.
It is. Okay.
I think it's a form of that song when Luke.
I've seen this raw strength.
Oh, when he walks out.
Yes.
Yes.
It's one of my favorite tracks in the whole sequel trilogy.
Yeah. So.
It does now.
Yeah, we get a little bit more of like what Luke's going to be like.
Yeah. So.
The line that would define the entire sequel trilogy, right?
There's his mantra. Yeah, that's sick. I don't care.
It's cool. Gosh, this movie is such a yin yang for me.
I was gonna say it's a mixed bag, definitely.
Oh, I forgot that they showed that.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I mean they hinted at it and then they actually did it. Yeah.
Rey's theme.
Yeah.
It'll light the fire.
So
It is a gorgeous movie. I mean, there's some shots in this that hit.
And for the most part, I like all the designs of everything that they brought out too. That I like the looks.
Luke was trying to tell us.
Yep.
It's not gonna go the way you think.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
again, there are parts of this, man, that I love.
Yeah.
I need someone
I remember this too
to show me my place in all this.
because they did that thing where they
Yeah,
cut.
because they're
where
not in the same.
technically-
Yeah.
But then it ended up still being that
Yep.
in the movie, where they took two different scenes, but that
It's
still
still.
was.
Yeah.
That still is what happened.
Yeah.
One day we're gonna go deep on this movie. I'll be real though, that kind of makes me want to rewatch it. So the trailer did its job.
Yeah. Again, like,
I mean,
I think you gotta go back one for Solo.
8 out of 10 trailer though.
Yeah, it's good. It's solid.
It just
I guess I don't hate it as much as you do. It just like there is a lot of frustrating stuff about it. I like 1/3 of that movie a lot.
yeah, I know.
It's the other 2/3.
Yeah, it's just we've said it a million times until we're blue in the face, but it's like
I
the
just
movie had all the potential to be awesome,
yeah.
and it fumbled the bag so
I don't even
hard.
know. I don't know if I would use that term. Just awesome. I think it was a slow pitch. It should have just been a slow pitch, but
Yeah.
instead of being a slow pitch, we decided to get creative, and in doing so,
I don't
we
even think it
changed
was
a lot of
I've
stuff.
said this before, and I might get heat for it, but I'll say it again. I think it's an arrogant reconstruction of Star Wars. That's all The Last Jedi is to me.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe me, I've said this before, watch the documentary about making that movie. It's called The Director and the Jedi. It got my blood boiling watching that movie. It's just the intention behind the movie was to deconstruct Star Wars and rebuild it into what Johnson thought
It was.
what he wanted to make it.
Yeah.
And that's what's frustrating is like, I think that overall,
not respecting what came before it.
yeah, exactly. It's just
Yeah.
not respecting it. And
Yeah.
I like a lot of what the movie does, but it's just at the same time, I think it's just a complete misunderstanding of what the fans wanted to see.
Yeah.
And Johnson himself has said this, like, hey, it's not about what the fans want to see. It's what we want to see as creators, what he wants to see, and we make them want to see it. I remember him saying that in the Celebration panel. It was either a Celebration I think it was a Celebration or that or like a con with Mark Hamill on stage. Because I remember Mark Hamill being like, wow, and then everybody clapping.
Yeah.
And he was like, it's not about what they want, it's about what we want.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, I get what he's saying. You
Yeah.
don't want to give the fans everything.
Yeah.
Or you're just going to get Luke Skywalker being a superhero and then he's Superman, and that's not fun.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we just wanted to see our hero be a hero
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
You could still make him interesting. You could still make him have a character arc, but you didn't have to make him be mean to Rey.
Well,
and-
yeah, I was going to say, you turned him into the crotchety old man trope, and we didn't get to see any of him do anything because we saw him really take his first steps to be a Jedi.
Yeah.
With like closing the chapter on Darth Vader.
Right.
And we didn't get to see him grow into that, like Luke Skywalker, the legend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we didn't see any of that. We just caught the end of it.
I see a lot of people say it's like, well, Yoda and Obi-Wan did the same thing. They ran off when they failed. Like, yeah, but when Luke came a knocking, were they mean to him, mean to them, or were they mean to Luke and like shut the door on him? You know, no. Ben was ready to go. Yeah. He lost his will for a little bit.
Yeah.
But as soon as Luke was ready, Ben was ready to pick up his sword again.
Yeah.
And so was Yoda, more metaphorically.
Yes.
But Luke wasn't. And that's the biggest issue I have is like when you watch these trailers, it seems like, oh, we're going to see him get back in the fight. And that's so much fun. How is Luke going to be the Jedi Master?
Yeah.
But he's not. He's just mean most of the movie.
Yeah.
And that's what sucks.
Yeah.
Because we get glimpses of what that's going to be like toward the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And that's cool. But we get like 10 minutes of that. And it's like, man, we waited all of these years to see Luke as the Jedi Master. And we get 10 minutes of him being the Jedi Master. And it's like, okay. Okay.
So anyway, here's
Moving
Solo.
on. Solo.
I don't remember this one.
I don't remember this trailer.
Yeah. Oh. This is different. Hear that guitar?
I do remember the music now being like, oh, interesting. They're going with like a Western vibe.
Yeah. I don't care. I like this movie.
I do too.
I think that it really hits a lot of those kind of like core concepts of Star Wars.
Donald Glover too.
Yeah. It's great.
Or is it
Get the
something
Falcon.
else?
This is This is good stuff.
I was reading, I think the guy who played, gosh, what was his name in Kenobi?
Big shot gangster.
Who? The guy who was running the cell on Jabim.
I'm a driver.
The sale. Oh, the Jedi, the fake Jedi,
No, he was on Jabim. He was running the crew on Jabim.
in Kenobi. The crew. Oh, Ice Cube's son.
Yeah,
Yeah. What about him?
he auditioned to play Lando.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said when he found out Donald Glover got the job, he deleted all the Childish Gambino songs on his playlist.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Let go of the mean man's face.
L3.
Yep. Just
Falcon.
look at
Best
how
design
clean it
right there.
is. No, it's not.
For good.
But okay.
Love me some Woody Harrelson too.
I really wish that he was an alien, but other than that, it's fine. So
It's a good movie.
I was gonna say, like, it's pretty. Like, I remember when the Coaxium blows up on that planet. Like, that is wild looking when the train blows up.
It's a dark movie.
It is, especially during the Kessel Run.
Yeah, I remember that.
So
See, I now remember this trailer, and I remember that making me very nervous about this because it was very Marvel-y.
yeah, I gotcha. Well, they wanted it to do well because people were not
UC
happy.
was at its peak at this
Yeah.
point, you know?
Mhm.
And so,
Yeah. Well, people were pretty upset about Last
yeah,
Jedi.
TLJ.
Yeah.
Well, for some reason, they put this out in May rather
Yeah, I
than...
know. Why not wait a year and let people kind of...
Because there was nothing that winter.
Yes.
So why not wait? Because the sequel trilogy was every 2 years. So
Yeah.
why not do that with this movie?
Doesn't make a lot of sense to me either.
I think this trailer is kind of mid, to
Yeah.
be honest. It's
and
very Marvel-y, like I said. It's like
Yeah.
got that.
But I guess I don't want that to reflect the movie though, because like
Well,
I
we're
like
not
the
talking
movie.
about that. Like,
I know
because I love the
know.
Last Jedi one. We're just
Yeah.
talking about trailers.
Yeah, I agree. It
No,
is not as good, and I think that it showed.
Yeah.
And then with poor attendance because this movie didn't make any money.
I think Disney is very, very reactionary. They have been for like 10 years now, probably 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they would look at, oh, this did well. Everything now under our umbrella has to do that.
Do something similar.
And so I think that they tried to Solo kind of, the whole movie was kind of like Marvel-y. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
That in positive and negatives, because
Well,
I like
too
that
that
era
like
of
you know
Marvel.
Lord and Miller were working on it.
Yeah.
And then they had to gut it and rework it.
Yeah, Solo's an interesting animal. Because
Yes,
of
it
that.
is. I would love to know the story of all that, how that got made.
Okay, so now
Yeah.
fast forward another year.
Yeah.
All right. Or actually, this would have been at May. So shortly after Solo.
Yeah.
Right? No, this would have been the following year. The Last Jedi had jaded a lot of fans, myself included.
Yeah.
I had come home that night after The Last Jedi. I remember going to sleep immediately. And I remember my wife being like, hey, are you okay? What'd you think of the movie? And I was like, I liked it. And then I went to sleep. It bummed me out.
Yeah.
And then I remember Mark Hamill posting a tweet announcing that he was going to be in episode 9 with the hashtag I'm fine with 9. And I was like, hey, that's a really smart move to tell fans that he's going to be in it right away.
Yeah.
Because there were some theories that maybe he didn't die in Last Jedi
Yeah.
and that he's
Mhm.
he's actually going to be there. Maybe he just projected himself completely off of Octo.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? They can save this for me. They
Yeah.
can save The Last Jedi for me with episode 9.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's take a breath. Like Luke said in the trailer, breathe.
Yeah.
Just breathe. And then this trailer rolls around.
Yeah.
All right. Celebration. You were here.
I was. I remember this very well. I openly wept at this trailer. I did because I don't know why. Like I got real emotional with hearing Ian again and everything. I'm sorry, I'm spoiling it that you hear Ian at the end
He's
of
going
this.
to be in this?
Yeah, exactly. Because we didn't know. And with hearing that, I got real emotional and just was all like, it all came back to me that I was like, you know, he was the first kind of Star Wars celebrity that I met and everything. And I just thought it was cool that they were bringing him back, that Palpatine is a very crucial part of Star Wars for me. Yeah. An S tier villain, if you will.
An S tier villain.
Yeah.
Yes. I remember this very clearly.
Yep.
With Celebration, I watched the entire Celebration live stream I was waiting for this.
Had we even met each other yet at this point? I don't think we had.
No, because we met after I started doing toy photography, which I didn't start until 2020.
Yep, and I started dabbling in it also in 2020. Yep, okay.
So this was a time, man.
Yeah.
And this was a trailer, and I remember it opening. We'll just let the trailer speak for itself. Yeah, I remember the breathing. And then we hear Luke right away.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. This scene's great.
It's awesome.
This is your favorite movie.
I mean, it is.
Yeah.
I remember hearing this and being like, yes,
this is it.
He's going to be in it.
Yeah.
He's being a Jedi Master.
Yeah.
1,000 generations living
Yeah.
here now.
That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
And I remember being so hyped because of this opening.
Yeah. No, this scene's wild in the movie because it kind of comes out of nowhere that he just shows up and he's going to just run her over. Like, it's just like, that's, yeah.
And it's very much like the episode 1 trailer.
Yeah, exactly.
Every generation has a legend.
Yeah. Just
slow.
Yeah, that whining music. Just oh my gosh.
Silencer.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, she fixed the lightsaber?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I had thought when I first saw this, she was gonna jump. Like he's not trying to run her over. She's gonna ride it. I thought that she was gonna. Yep. Yeah. There's that music again.
Yep.
Yep.
Gosh.
Yep.
This.
Oh yeah. Yep. It's good stuff.
The helmet's back.
Yep. Leia's theme's playing because she's not around anymore. You got Lando.
I remember this feeling very simple in a good way.
Yeah.
Like they don't show much, but it does feel very Star Wars.
Yep. John Williams helps a lot with that, I think.
I mean, gosh. This was right after.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah. There you can see the Death Star.
Yeah, and then right here.
No one's ever really.
What?
Yeah.
And then, if you were at Celebration or you watched the live stream, you remember how this ended.
Roll it again.
Yeah.
He showed up. Yeah.
The lights came on. Ian was right there. Roll it again. And then they played the trailer again. This is another, like...
Man's a treasure. That's all I got to say.
That's probably another 10 out of 10 trailer for me.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, especially since the laugh right before you, or right after you see the Death Star, like just parts of it.
And no one's ever really gone.
Exactly. It's just...
So, like, my headspace after watching this, it told me that everything was going to be okay.
They fixed it.
Again, we're judging it just on the trailer, not what the movie actually did.
No, I got it.
But I was like, okay, Luke's in it. He's a Jedi Master.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a Force Ghost. Maybe he's not. I don't care. He's here.
Yeah.
He's present in the movie.
Yeah.
But also, I was like, okay, they're undoing The Last Jedi because, like,
It
she
seems
fixed
like
the lightsaber.
Yeah.
They're fixing the helmet.
Yeah.
Luke's back.
Yeah.
Okay, they've listened and now they've gone back and are changing a lot of these things. Interesting. I remember being very skeptical though about Palpatine.
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
how's that work? Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. But I was very intrigued and I was like, again, call me naive, but at the time I was like, there is no possible way this movie can be bad. It just can't be.
Yeah.
This is
everything's riding on this.
Like, this is 40 years. And also, this was right after Endgame.
Yeah.
Endgame was like, it nailed it.
Yeah.
Like, 10
it
year
happened the same
experiment.
year as Endgame.
It was.
Yes.
It was a 10-year experiment that they nailed the ending for.
Yeah.
Now, maybe I am in the camp that Infinity War is better, but Endgame is still a very solid end to the MCU experiment.
It's not a better movie than Infinity War, but it is a good end. Yeah.
It's fantastic. And so I thought, like, okay, Disney, same company, there is no way that 40 years of a saga. Yeah, okay, they fumbled the ball a little bit with The Last Jedi. I still love The Force Awakens. I like these characters. Solo was good. Rogue One was good. There's no way this movie will be bad. There's no way. It's going to be awesome.
You being that naive little boy again.
I know. I'm a lot more jaded nowadays.
Yeah.
But I remember the night that we went to watch that movie. I mean, I was like, it was Christmas Eve. The whole day. And I remember my wife telling me, she's like, it's all going to end tonight. Like, how do you feel? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, this is it, you know? And so here's the official trailer.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't remember this one as much.
I soaked up every bit of footage for this movie. Every bit I could get my hands on.
Yeah. Ooh, good music.
I remember thinking, oh shoot, Finn's going to be a Jedi.
Yeah. With him talking. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
And her training, I thought that she was going to be training with Luke.
Yeah. How?
We're not alone.
Yeah.
Like seeing Lando.
Yeah.
Okay. Down
Yeah.
with all that. It's Hansiv. You
Yeah.
know?
Keep telling me they
And I like, gosh, the music's so
This,
good.
at least as far as the trailers are concerned,
Yeah.
this has the sauce
Yeah.
right here. Because I'm like, okay, I like the mirror to episode 3. It's not the lava planet,
Yeah.
it's water. But
I hate reverse grips, but that's okay.
I thought this was neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, right here.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yep.
And now you're coming together.
The undoing. Yeah. Oh man.
Is your undoing.
Gosh.
Yeah.
What are you doing there, 3PO?
Oh, I remember this being so freaking sad.
Yeah.
Look, sir. At my friends.
Gosh.
Wonder what that means.
That still gets me.
Yeah.
And then they do the sad,
Yeah.
because this is the first time we've gotten this kind of cinematic rendition of the theme.
Yeah.
Then we get Luke again.
Yeah.
Oh, it's giving me goosebumps right now,
Yeah.
man. They fly now.
Yep. It is solid. Riding horses in this flick.
Gosh.
Yeah. That's so cool with them.
This should have been awesome.
Yeah. What are you talking about? You love this movie.
I do.
Yeah.
But
This scene's great.
I remember this
Yeah.
shot.
The Force will be with you.
Always.
How it should have been in the movie too.
Yeah.
I think that was a
Leia.
mistake to change that,
Yeah.
because in the movie, Luke says the whole line,
Yeah.
which that's one of the best parts. I'll say it. That's top 10 Star Wars scene when she hears all the voices.
Yeah.
And it ends with Luke saying, "The Force will be with you always," but
Yeah.
the always should have been Leia.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the line. They
Yeah.
should have done it.
You just like that movie.
I do. It's such a weird animal for me. It is so weird because I don't hate it like The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
I think on paper a lot of Rise of Skywalker works.
Yeah.
On paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. They did. I remember I have 2 really distinct memories of this movie while I was watching it. The Palpatine reveal,
Yeah.
like, you are a Palpatine. I remember getting hit with that and being like, this was my exact reaction. I was like,
Huh.
that was it though. And
Yeah.
I remember in my head thinking like, I think that was supposed to be a bigger reveal.
Yeah.
But like no one in my theater was like,
Yeah.
no one
cared.
did that. Like,
Yeah.
I think everybody had the reaction I did where they were like, huh.
I think it was supposed to be like the Winter Soldier getting his mask knocked off in
Yeah.
in
I think
Captain
so.
America
And
the
I
Winter, because did you see that movie in the theater?
I did.
I remember people like audibly gasping at that.
Yeah.
No way. Like you'd hear that and it was just like, guys, they've been leading up to this. Like, I mean, like they've name dropped him a couple times now that he's Bucky. Yeah. That like it's,
I think it was supposed to be
yeah.
a bigger reveal than it was, but it fell so flat for me. And
Well,
I was like,
he's wearing the helmet. I mean, that's probably the ADR that he was doing.
yeah,
In that when
in
he was
that
on
closet for the Tonight Show,
yep,
right?
Basically.
Yeah, it fell very flat for me.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that I remember is after I left the theater, I was like, I didn't have the same feeling I did when I left The Last Jedi, where I had that like sinking feeling in
Yeah,
my
you had a
gut.
pit in your stomach.
It was just like a sort of indifference when I left this movie. I was like,
Yeah.
like that was like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it, huh? Like that's the Skywalker saga. It's done, I guess.
Guess we're done. Yeah.
Okay. Because another thing I remember, and again, this is my fault, 100%. But I soaked up everything I could, and I
you
remember
owning up to this one.
Kevin Smith.
Oh yeah, going to the set and everything.
Yeah, and he was in. It became a meme after this because he was like Kevin Smith in tears over this the reaction to this. But he said that he saw the final shot for this movie, and it brought him to tears because it was like the perfect way to wrap up the movie. And I was like, And that just got my mind
Yeah,
rolling.
what could that be?
What was the way this movie was going to end?
Yeah.
That got Kevin Smith so worked up.
Yeah.
And it's a cool shot. I guess, it's Ray and BB-8 at the looking out to the twin suns.
Yeah.
I'm down. Okay. That's a nice shot.
Yeah.
And I remember being so hyped for that. I'm like, what's that shot going to be? And I remember seeing all this stuff about how we're going to get this large flashback sequence about Luke and Leia training. And we did get that, but it was very brief.
Yeah.
And I think there was more to that scene, but it was left on the cutting room floor. Like there's so much of that to this movie where it's like,
I mean, the novel really does lay it all out.
Uh-huh.
I suggest don't watch the movie, read the book every time. Yeah.
This is a movie. It's like, it's weird because if you wrote down the plot to this movie, like if after The Last Jedi, if you wrote it down, bullet points, and handed it to me on a piece of paper and was like, hey, this is going to be Rise of Skywalker. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I'm down with that. Like, okay, Palpatine comes back because if you read some of the external materials, the novel and the visual dictionary, you find out that the reason Palpatine waits to come back is because he's testing Kylo Ren to kill Snoke so that he knows that he's ready to supersede the Sith, to become an heir to the Sith Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so if that was all there, like if you told me all that, and it's like, okay, that's Palpatine's coming back. Okay, he's afraid of Luke Skywalker. It's another thing. Like, so now he's dead. He's like, he's coming back. And there's all this stuff with Rey being like the daughter of a clone.
Yeah.
Okay. Like he goes to Mustafar to get a Wayfinder. All that on paper. Okay.
Good job, guys.
Down.
Yeah.
But then you watch it and it's like, it first of all, moves at a breakneck pace.
It does.
And you get so much in like a blink of an eye. And then other things you spend way too long on. And it's like, why didn't we get more time on Mustafar? Like the Eye of the Webbish Bog. Like that's like the weird baby thing that comes out of the lava to like give Kylo Ren the Wayfinder.
Oh, it's in...
Why didn't we get that?
Yeah. Or they saved it for the comics. Darth Vader meets that thing.
And I'll say this. If there were Force Ghosts at the end, 9 out of 10 movie.
Yeah.
9 out of 10 movie.
Instead of just voices that you could see them.
Because I like the idea of that. I like the idea that Rey and all of the Jedi are there to kill Palpatine. Because I think it's a misconception. Rey's not the one killing Palpatine. Is basically a dead vessel at this point. She dies.
Yeah.
And she's brought back by all of the Jedi who like are with her.
Yeah.
That's how the movie opens. And this is one of the better pieces of writing in this movie. Be with me. Be with me. You're not with me. Like she can't commune with them. She's not.
Yeah. She's not ready to hear them.
She's not ready. Exactly. Yep. And that's a theme we see many times in Star Wars.
Yep.
But then at the end, she is ready and they all do help her defeat Palpatine. And I think it was Eckhart's Ladder had a great tweet about this a month or two ago. I got so fun that they defeat Palpatine in Return of the Jedi. But then he's so evil that the heroes need to go to hell one last time to beat this guy down.
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't ruin his sacrifice, Vader's sacrifice and Luke's heroism. It just adds to it, and I think that's a fun read on it, but it would have been, I think that point is made better if you see the Force Ghosts there rather than just hear them.
Yeah.
So Force Ghosts there, 9 out of 10 movie.
Yeah.
So what do you think of this trailer? Do you like this trailer?
Yeah. I mean, it hung on that Y-Wing for a while when it was flying up to the Star Destroyer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I
remember that shot really sticking with me. For
some
reason.
I'm like, why'd they show that? That's weird. Anyway.
So this is one last thing from Rise of Skywalker, just because this is another thing that got you unnecessarily hyped.
Yeah, because it looked like the Battle of the Heroes reversed.
The music.
This will be the final word in the story of...
And that's not even what he says in the movie.
Oh, this is a whole new trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Duel of the Fates trailer.
Oh, yeah. I mean, have you heard that he had 3 hours of music recorded for this and they just didn't use it? Hey, there's my guy. I mean, gosh, man. I want to hear it.
I do too.
I want to hear it. I don't understand. Disney, just release it. Who cares? Make some money.
I want some special editions of the sequels. That's what I want.
That'd be awesome.
That's what I want.
That would be, dude, could you imagine? Would you go
I'd go to the theater and watch it.
Oh, I would too.
Absolutely.
Yes, to see if they could.
I think with some editing, you could make The Last Jedi a lot better. Because if you just watch some of the deleted scenes, there's stuff left on the cutting room floor that I'm like,
why wasn't that in the movie?
Like, why isn't Luke mourning Han Solo in the movie?
Yeah.
It's like a 10-second shot. It's just one shot, but it's really good.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Canto Bite.
Yeah, no, don't get. That's the third of the movie I'm not really wild on. Yeah,
But no, with Rise of Skywalker, I think that's one of the biggest fumbles of the movie is during that Death Star fight. There's no music for almost all of it.
Yeah,
It's like, gosh. That was a lot of trailers.
there's a lot of trailers. Goodness gracious.
Told you there was going to be a lot of trailers.
Yeah, more than I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
What was
there's been
your
a lot
favorite?
What was my favorite?
Yeah, what was your favorite one?
Probably that Force Awakens teaser.
Okay.
It's either that one or the Revenge of the Sith teaser.
Yeah.
The
one I showed you?
Either that one or the one that I pulled up.
Okay. Gotcha.
Those three are probably tied.
Yeah.
The sequel trilogy ones are so good. It's hard to beat those.
Yeah.
I think that those are so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which one's your favorite?
Probably, well, the Attack of the Clones breathing one.
Yeah.
Is so good. And then I really like the I like that first Force Awakens one. Really, I like all the Force Awakens trailers. Like, those are great. And then I like that one. I like that Rogue One with the teaser a lot, just with the sound design in there. That is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
It's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. I mean, it's interesting to go back and look to see like how things have moved. Like in the original trilogy days, they were just pretty basic.
Yeah.
You know, we were just cutting stuff up to show you like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, here's the spectacle of everything. And then prequel days, it was very targeted at Star Wars fans.
Yeah, where it's just kind of like, look, all these things are happening that you know are going to happen, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they showed everything.
Yeah.
And then sequel trilogy, man, it was all about nostalgia.
Yep.
It's about
It
pulling.
was pulling on those heartstrings because we want to get you back in the theaters.
And they did a great job of it.
They did.
And
yeah.
now it's like, I feel like they've lost some of that magic in the trailers. They're showing too much, but they're also just not showing. They just feel generic, I guess, in a way, the trailers. And again, that's not reflective of the actual shows because Bad Batch Season 3, I really loved. But the trailer, even though we didn't watch the trailer, I really don't like that trailer.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's about time we get to the homies at home.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Clear your mind of questions.
Okay, my friends, it is time to get into the fan question segment. Man, my voice is a little hoarse.
Wonder why?
We've been talking for a long time.
Exactly. Come on, man.
So the way to get involved with the fan questions segment is every week on either Tuesday evening or Wednesday morning. I will post on Instagram at Beyond the Dunes C on our stories a prompt with whatever the topic of the week is. This week was, of course, about reacting to Star Wars trailers. And you can ask us usually whatever you want, but sometimes more pointed toward the topic of the week. So get on over to Instagram if you'd like to participate, or leave us a question in the YouTube comments and just put that it's for the fan question segment. And I will do my best to put it in this segment the following week. All right. Josh Frice. TFA trailers. The excitement of seeing old friends long gone. Dude, they're the best.
It's real good. I mean, they knew what they were doing. They pulled on my heartstrings, but yet showing us new stuff. And gosh, that cast is delightful. I can't wait to see more Star Wars because I know that it's going to happen at some point. That
they're going to come back.
They'll all come back for something, and it will be. Yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah, those trailers have the sauce.
Yes,
that's for sure. I keep saying that. Yep. That's a line I've stolen from a Cosmonaut Variety Hour.
Yeah.
In case you guys were wondering. Adam.c.gilbert has a 3-parter. Man, really
a 3-part question.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
So here's the thing I teased at the beginning of the episode. Attack of the Clones Yoda TV spot, Huda Man, Yoda Man, and then Green Machine versus Dooku, ludicrous. I hunted this down.
Okay. What is this?
I'd never heard of this.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Huda Man. Okay.
Okay, watch this.
All right, yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
On November 12th, Huda Man, Yoda Man. When you take home Star Wars Episode 2 on DVD.
Oh, this is for the DVD.
Digitally mastered.
Okay.
A perfect clone. Own the first major live-action film on DVD captured directly from its digital source. This 2-disc set is packed with over 6 hours of bonus features you'll actually want to watch. Star Wars Episode 2, Yoda Man. On DVD November 12th.
I hated everything about that.
Dude, that is the most 2000s commercial I've ever seen.
Even had the guy's voice and everything.
I love that.
You
Huda
went,
man, Yoda man.
It's going to play something else that we don't need. Yeah.
That was so much fun. I'm so glad you brought that to my attention. You didn't like that?
That was horrible.
I loved it. I love the Huda man, Yoda man.
Reminds me of like a Star Wars.
Dude, 2000s comedy gold right there.
Yeah.
I loved it. Okay, second part.
Who greenlit that? Do you think George did?
I doubt it. I doubt he had anything to do with
Yeah,
that.
that's crazy.
Second part. Attack of the Clones #3 trailer, Seismic Charges. What more can I say? I didn't find that one, but I'm
Okay.
sure it was awesome.
Yeah.
And then 1997 OT Special Edition re-releases, iconic catchphrases, see it again for the first time. I actually didn't see this question until just now because I didn't see that you had a 3-parter till I just said you had a 3-parter. I wish I would have saw that. I did not pull up the Special Edition trailers,
Okay.
but
Good stuff.
I'm sure they were awesome. If we ever do a part 2,
Yeah.
we'll go back because there are so many trailers. We had 2 hours of footage for just the trailers. Huda man, Yoda man. I can't get over that. That's just so much fun. KatieSaurus.rex. This is a good question. I'm going to wait for this question because I think this is great. And I think there's going to be a little more to chew on.
Okay.
So
We'll come back.
I'm going to save this question. I'm going to wait. I'm going to come back to it. It began with the stars. I know you guys love lists, so rank the trailers based on chill goosebumps factor. I thought about doing that,
That's insane.
but there's just so many.
Yeah.
And it would be so hard to how would we
And to know which ones we were
know
talking
which
about.
one we were talking about?
S tier trailer, breathing.
Yes, the S tiers are like the breathing one for
Yeah.
Attack of the Clones.
Yes.
TFA teaser trailer.
Yes.
I would even put the Last Jedi teaser trailer, maybe bottom of S, top of A tier.
Yeah.
Maybe even Rise of Skywalker one. That's at least top of A.
Yeah.
That's so good.
What about that Rogue One with the woo, woo, woo? Or are you not into that?
I think it's okay.
Again, that sound. I think it's so good.
I'm glad you like it. It's okay. Where would you put it?
I mean, I would put it at least at the top of A
You
tier.
put it A tier?
Yes.
That's a B tier trailer.
Because that's got Krennic walking in it.
it's some good shots. I'm just
Some good shots.
I'm just basing on what gets me hyped.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And
All
I
right.
don't know. That just didn't get me
Okay.
hyped.
What about Phantom Menace? That one. With the Gunkins walking out.
Yeah, I don't know. That was I know that's a lot of people's like here. I'll
Yeah.
just go ahead and read it. StarWarsTime.show. TPM trailer wins.
Okay.
I know it's a lot of people's favorite trailer.
I mean, I think he just has.
yeah, because that was a lot of people's return.
I mean, he was going and seeing Wing Commander.
yeah, to
Yeah.
go. Matt, I don't know if you watched this far into the show, but if you watch this, was that you who said that you wanted to go see Wing Commander a bunch so that you could watch that trailer? Yeah, so I know a lot of people really like the TPM trailer. It's great. I'd probably put it A tier.
Yeah.
But it's not my favorite. Tom Chadburn, 1501. The best films seem to have the worst trailers and vice versa. We're just talking about Revenge of the Sith has one of the worst trailers for official trailers. It's the best movie.
It's true.
So
Product of its time, because I was going to say,
Yeah, it is
I'm
part
sure,
of that
the
too.
OT only have okay trailers.
yeah. Actually, looking back at it, I really like that Empire one.
Yeah.
It's just that one had a vibe to it.
Yeah.
I like the unfinished nature to the footage.
Yeah.
Just how
But
the
you
color
only know
grading
that
wasn't-
going back and watching it.
Yeah.
You'd never know that at the time.
I know, but it's just
Yeah.
I think that's a fun trailer to revisit.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the sequel trilogy trailers, those are the best trailers by far, and those
Yeah.
are by far not my favorite movies.
Yeah.
You know what? Solo, I thought was a pretty mid trailer.
Yeah. It was trying to be something that it wasn't.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
felt very Marvel-esque.
Yeah.
Owen Anderson _4. What character do you think should have their own show or movie? Interesting question.
Oh, gosh.
I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but I think Luke and the gang. Return of the Jedi. Post Return of the Jedi show, please. I want that.
Yeah.
I know. It's the same guys. Call me what you will, but that's what I want.
Yeah.
Like if we're talking about known characters, yeah, that's who I want.
I'm trying to think of who we get just a little bit of, and we don't.
Ben Solo show?
I mean, that'd be cool too, but I mean, like, we get a lot of him. I was trying to think of someone that's just
Somebody who's like barely in it.
yeah, that like we could kind of get a little bit more backstory on and stuff like that.
I'd like a little more Qui-Gon Jinn. I know you're not the biggest fan of
It's
Qui-Gon,
okay.
but
Yeah, but I mean, that would be cool. And then,
just his adventures like before,
Yes.
like him and Obi-Wan.
yeah.
And not just because it's Obi-Wan. Like, I don't need to see more Obi-Wan, but I just want to see Qui-Gon during that
Being a
period.
master.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotcha.
Just going on pre-war adventures, like
Yeah.
seeing him as a Jedi.
I feel like you can't really go wrong with like any of the bounty hunters.
Yeah.
On the,
that's true.
Yeah. That like, we don't know anything about IG-88 or Dengar really, or Bosk or Forlum or Zuckuss. I think that you could.
You know,
You
make
do?
a great show, a Boba Fett show.
Yeah. I bet that'd have a fire trailer too.
MortisFM, what is your favorite trailer audio? Mine is the second teaser for TFA with Luke's voiceover. I know what yours is. You're probably the breathing one, right?
I think it's so simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be my favorite. Either that or I really like, even though it's overdone now, the piano
Yeah.
theme for that official trailer for The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Although the one with Luke's voiceover is really good, I also really like the Last Jedi one.
Yeah.
I also really like the Rise of Skywalker one. Yeah, those ones all really hit. I don't know. Those are all really good.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. If I had to pick, probably the Force Awakens official trailer. I listened to just that music so many times. I loved that music. I love that music. It's very, very good. Michael_Kramer98. 1 of 2. What's the rule of 2? What is the rule of 2? Man, what a big question.
Oh, wow. Okay. You want me to take this?
Sure.
Okay, so way back in the day, Darth Bane saw it as a weakness that the Sith were an empire. He felt like that they'd gotten too big when fighting the Jedi. So what he decided to do, he saw the Force as a river. He saw it as a river with a bunch of tails coming off of it. I don't know what offshoots. He was like, what if it was just one mighty river? What if I took it and so no one's pulling on the Force except for me and one other person? How strong could the dark side be? So what he does is he convinces the Sith, he shows them this thing called the thought bomb, and then he goes and tells the Jedi about the Sith are going to do this thing called the thought bomb. You have to stop them, and he gets them all in one place all at the same time. The whole thing is he doesn't explain is when you use a thought bomb, you destroy the planet that you're on. So he wipes out the Jedi and the Sith all at the exact same time, and he's off world while he does it. And so he basically resets the playing field because he took out all the major players in the Jedi and he took out every major player with the Sith. And then he started the rule of 2, which there would be a master and an apprentice. So, but yes, to answer your question, yeah, that is the rule of 2. And then, so that's known as the Bane line. And apparently that's going to be addressed in the Acolyte. So we will see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
And then 2 of 2, what's your favorite Stormtrooper armor design?
Oh, that's so rough. Probably either the Scout or the basic one.
I'm basic. I got to go that. Although the TK design from Bad Batch has really grown on me.
Yeah. I like how the Scouts helmets open up. I think that's a lot of fun.
Scout Trooper design has grown on me, but I used to not really like it very much.
And I don't hate the Blizzard Force, the Snow Troopers.
Yeah.
I think they look cool.
I mean, all the troopers look cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, OG. I just kind of like the OG.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah. I really don't like, though, on your figure there, he doesn't have a little holster for his gun, does he?
He does not.
Yeah. I really like that cut in the silhouette that they have. Like when they're walking, you first see that on the Tantive when they're stepping over the bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think that looks cool.
Yeah. I like the green lenses too.
Yeah.
That's nice. It's like a subtle thing. You don't see that often, but I like it. I like that.
Yep.
Okay. And then going back to KatieSource.Rex, what do you think is Disney's attitude towards Star Wars based on how they've handled it, especially considering their approach to each individual trilogy? Such a good question. So it's an interesting question, even considering like what we're talking about with like these trailers, because I kind of said it a little bit ago, but like Disney is very much, at least in the past 15 years, I think is very reactionary. And so what I mean by that is like they go wherever the wind is blowing, which is okay from a business perspective, but I think it is very, very meek in terms of creativity.
Yeah.
And that's a bummer because say what you will about George, but he was not that way.
No.
He did not he didn't care if it was a popular decision or not. He told the story he wanted to tell. And that's why you got such a cohesive vision with all 6 movies. And the prequel trilogy, you know, famously was not what people had in mind. And you had critics panning it, you know, throughout. And
They didn't back down.
And you get to Force Awakens, and that movie was tailor-made to make money.
Yeah.
You know, it's played so safe.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's weird because it's like, I think that The Last Jedi is tragic for a number of reasons, but I think that its biggest tragedy, even in other than the fumbling of the sequel trilogy, is that I think it showed Disney that, okay, we can't, no risks. Nope. Keeping it safe here on out. Because I think they just chose the wrong guy to take a risk. I think that, or either that, or they should have just kept the same guy the whole time. It should have just been JJ, should have just been Ryan. They should have just had a plan, whatever, you know, we could have that conversation for weeks. But Last Jedi was, okay, let's take some risks. Force Awakens made billions of dollars. Now we can have a little bit of creativity. But it was the wrong move.
Well, I think that not having a story from the beginning completely mapped out, I think that was a pretty big fumble.
It was a massive fumble,
to be honest. Where it's like, what do you mean? I mean, like Daisy Ridley's talked about how she thought she was going to be a Kenobi for the longest time,
and she wasn't even a Palpatine for most of the time during Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, guys, what are you doing? I mean, Adam Driver is doing ADR inside a closet on the Tonight Show. Like, what are you doing, dude? Like,
yeah,
guys, like, if you needed to, I know that you want to get the movie out. Take your time. If you needed to, take it, figure it out. People, like, I think that, I use this term, I guess, loosely or whatever. I think the people that really care would have been forgiving because of that.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And I think that, I just think after Last Jedi, you could see, it's almost, now especially with the benefit of hindsight, you can really see how they've handled Star Wars, which is, okay, fans really did not like this.
Yeah.
They didn't, okay, play it super safe with Rise of Skywalker, undo all of this, okay, and then give them everything they want going forward. And it's like, but everything is reactionary. Like, okay, they do Mandalorian season 1, but that was still kind of like in the plans. So it's different. People really like that. Okay, give them more of that. And they just like, if people like something, it's like they run it into the ground almost.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that's kind of a bummer because I feel like any opportunity for creativity when you get something new and fresh from these teams, because what I like to always say is like, you have to separate Disney from the creatives. Disney cuts the checks, and yes, Disney may make executive decisions from time to time, but it's still people making this stuff. It's still individual artists making a lot of this stuff. It is frustrating when Disney puts their hands in it and like messes with it. And that's what frustrates me. Like this Mandalorian and Grogu movie, it just reeks of that. Like these characters were built to be an action serial characters, not movie characters. But Disney Plus isn't making a lot of movie or money. We need people back in the theaters. Mandalorian and Grogu, make sure he's in the title. Like it's just so reactionary. It's just get people butts in seats, get them out there. Bad Batch, viewership isn't as great. Let's end it at season 3. And now it's kind of clear that, I don't know, they could have probably done another season.
Yeah. Or at least had this one be a little longer.
And it's almost like they're choking their artists. Like it's anytime and then something does take off, then they, like I said, they run it. They just run it into the ground. Like Mandalorian. First 2 seasons are awesome. Season 3, it's almost like it was rushed out.
I feel like also too, that was to try to, it's spinning wheels while Ahsoka's getting where she needs to get to, which is, that stinks. Yeah. Why have it come out then?
Yeah. I think they should have just waited or I don't know. So to answer the question, I just think their attitude is very much, if you look at Disney, the corporation versus the artists, again, it's separating the two, which I think is important to do in having these conversations. I think Disney is very reactionary and they're very much just it's their bottom dollar, which, hey, they got to make money. I'm not saying that's a bad thing at all. But it should be a symbiotic relationship where they should work in unison. And art should always take the precedence. and they should always be thinking about where their art should be. And I'll be honest, I think there is something to be said about letting something end. I think that
I like it when things have beginnings, middles, and ends.
like I've heard this said about Bad Batch. We actually had an interesting comment on our Bad Batch finale episode about Omega, how we, the person said, I forget the commenter, I apologize, but said that we were the only people that they watched that were okay if this was all we got of Omega.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think that there's value in that though. I think there's value in that the story to beginning, middle, and end, and it was 3 seasons and that was it.
Yeah. It told a family story and then they left. She went off to do her own thing.
And I know in one breath I say that, and then another breath I say I want a Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, I need more Luke Skywalker doing stuff.
But that's because I feel like
you never.
There's a missing piece of that story, like between the sequel trilogy and the OT. Like I don't need anything. I don't need anything post Rise of Skywalker where we're like telling the ghost adventures of Luke Skywalker and Anakin Skywalker, and all this stuff. Don't bring them back from the dead. I don't need that.
Yeah,
but I do think there's a missing piece of the story.
Yeah.
Now. All that said, if you never made the sequel trilogy and Star Wars ended with Return of the Jedi, and we never got any of that, I'd probably be singing a different tune. I'd probably be saying like, no, it ended there. Like our characters rode off into the sunset. I'm good with where they ended. But I do feel like there is a missing piece of this puzzle, and that's why I want that show so bad.
Yeah.
But like, I don't need any more Anakin. Like if he shows back up in Ahsoka season 2 as a vehicle for Ahsoka's development, cool. But I don't need him for his sake.
Yeah. It's just interesting too, because like it almost like it seemed like it was like trying to, they bought it for a demographic but then now they're trying to appease everybody. And so it's like, I feel like they've just never really known, honestly, because I think that they never really knew what they were going to do with Star Wars. And I've often wondered what it would be like if they had just taken it and they built like a crazy theme park with it instead of making more movies. I wonder what that timeline would have been like.
Yeah.
Yeah. That they just, all right, we have this now. Now let's just make money off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I honestly would have liked to see a world where, they would have just made maybe comic books and video games.
Yeah.
And expanded the IP in that way.
Yeah.
Rather than continue movies. Because the movies are special.
And I get it that I get it that the movies are the moneymaker. But I think that Disney being Disney, they could have imagineered some sort of crazy experience that would have made everyone go and spend all the money at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird bag because I don't want to sit here and be like, Disney ruined Star Wars, because they didn't.
No, and that's I think a shallow way of looking at it, because I think since its inception, people have been saying that certain people,
George Lucas, now it's Dave Filoni,
that George Lucas ruined Star Wars. I mean, people hated The Empire Strikes Back when it came out because it wasn't like A New Hope. So yeah,
no, I think always the best course is to judge each individual project.
Yeah.
And then also, like, if you have criticisms for Disney, absolutely, like, that's more than justified.
Yeah.
I have tons of criticism for Disney as a corporation.
Yeah.
I really don't like them, to be frankly honest with you.
Yeah.
But I try to separate, because it just so happens that they own one of my favorite properties.
Yeah.
And I like Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
I like
Jon Favreau.
Yeah. I like a lot of these artists. Will I like Leslie Headland's work? We'll find out.
Yeah.
I really liked what Brad Rao and Jennifer Corbett, I think that's their names, what they did with Bad Batch.
Yeah.
I really like these guys. So I like watching this stuff. But yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like, I do think that there is a legitimate argument to be made that it would have been nice if it all just ended with George. But I don't want to say that and come off that it's just like, oh, I hate everything that Disney's done because I hate I hate what Disney's done with Star Wars. It's not really it. It's just, I think that there is a beauty in letting something end.
Yeah. And I think too, that going in without a real plan.
Oh yeah.
Of
that's
it.
a whole mess
and
too.
Exactly. Like that's everything though. Because when you start looking at it, where it's like as you said, like they're very impulsive, where it's like, we're going to do this and then we're going to do this. Mm-hmm. No, like maybe you should have done a theme park, or maybe you should have like just
felt out the IP.
Yes. Instead of trying to do everything, you should have just committed to one thing really, really well. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we
that's
can
good.
talk about hypotheticals all day long. But
Yeah,
at the end of the
exactly.
day, like this is the world we live in. We love Star Wars.
It's
and
true.
We could just
And
all,
I was going to say that, like, I mean, gosh, say what you want about the sequel trilogy, but I like those actors. I like the characters for the most part. I don't like all the decisions the characters make, but
Yeah.
at the same time, like, dang, what a charming cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, gave us a lot of memories at the end of the
It's
day.
true.
And at the end of the day, it's
Isn't
all
that what
just,
it's about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just about stories.
I was going to say, we may have not have met.
Yeah.
Really.
Without the sequel trilogy, without all
Yes.
this stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it's good to live in reality, you know,
Mhm.
and if you like Star Wars, hang out in this reality. And it's like, hey, judge each project on its individual merits. And maybe you'll like a couple of them.
Yeah.
Who knows? Like, I don't like all of them. I didn't really like Tales of the Empire.
Yeah.
But maybe I won't like the Acolyte.
Yeah.
But you know what? They might catch me on the next one.
Yeah.
And that's always what I like to say. It's
Mhm.
like, hey, Mando season 3, wasn't really my bag. Ahsoka, hey,
Yeah.
I dug
And
that.
Who knows? Maybe you'll like that Mando movie.
Maybe I will.
Yeah.
I think that Favreau has a good. I just don't like the reason that they're making it.
Yeah.
That's all. But yeah, they could do a great job. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. I just think that's a better way to look at it than just being like, these guys are out here making this thing again, and it's going to be terrible. It's like, well, maybe it's not for you, and maybe none of them are for you. That's okay, but they're for someone.
Yeah.
And let them be for someone.
Yep. It's true. Not your Star Wars.
Yeah, not your Star Wars. Just
Yeah.
stick to the original 6. That's all you like. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. They're my favorites too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Man, what a long episode. There's a lot of trailers to cover and
Yeah.
a lot of good fan questions. Thank
Yes.
you guys so much for participating in
Mhm.
those. Next week, got some fun stuff planned. The return of the board, the return of the tier list. Villains tier list.
Mm-hmm.
Got some fun surprises planned for that episode that we're really excited about. It'll probably be a little on the longer side too, to be honest with you, because there's a lot of villains in Star Wars.
There are
But
lots to discuss.
and yeah, some surprises to look for in that episode, but villains to get excited for the Acolyte, because that's going to be the week after. Be excited. Villains tier list next week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see you guys next week.